the MLA formatting guidelines. To begin, insert a page header by clicking on the upper portion of the document. I double-clicked that area and you'll see that the header opened. Next, go to the toolbar and put your cursor over page number, insert page number, and do your drop down, and then you want to go to the area that says top of the page and then number 3, plain number 3. Click that and it'll insert the page number. Next, add your last name and add a space after the last name. I have my Word document set up in a default state, but most of the time your document won't be set up that way. And this page header needs to be in Times New Roman size 12. You'll highlight that, go to your font, and make sure that it is Times New Roman size 12. If it's not, change it to Times New Roman size 12. All right, next you'll click the header twice to close it. And you'll see that the last name and the page number appears in a light gray, and that indicates that it is in the page heading format. All right, next we're going to set the margins. Go to Page Layout, click Margins, and my margins are set for default top, left, bottom, right, 1 inch. You'll notice that the default margins for Microsoft Word, the default margin is 1.25 on the left and right. If this is what your default is set at, you're going to have to change the margins to the 1 inch margins. Alright, so I've clicked that, and now my document is set up for 1 inch margins. Next, I'm going to configure the spacing. The spacing here should be double. You'll see in this area here, line spacing should be set at double. Now you're going to click this box that says, do not add space between paragraphs of the same style. If you get a document back from me, sometimes it might say remove extra line spacing, and it'll have some instructions for doing so, and this is what those instructions apply to. You want to set the before spacing to 0, the after spacing to 0, you want the left and right indentation at 0, and you want special at none. You can set this up for some certain things to indent paragraphs, but I prefer not to. Sometimes problems occur when we do that, so I'd leave it to none at this point, and then click OK. According to MLA, you are to include heading information. The first line should be your first and last name. The second line should be your instructor's first and last name, followed by the word instructor or professor, anything that you need to add. The next should be your course number. We're going to put English 101, but you might be in 102 or another course. And then the date. The format for the date is day, month, and year. No punctuation, no abbreviation. And this is the heading information. Next we're going to add the title, and we want to center the title, so we'll click the center in the paragraph area, and then you'll see that the cursor is moved to the center of the page, and you'll type your title and hit enter, and then you want to change the centering back to align text left. You'll see here. Alright, for each paragraph you're going to indent 0.5 inches. Don't do 5 spaces on the space bar. That's from the old typewriting days. It is not the same as 0.5 when you use it on your computer keyboard. Alright, let me add some text into this to complete basically a 1,000-word essay. Just going to add some dummy text in here, and you'll see that each one of my pages is formatted, double-spaced, no extra spacing in between paragraphs. Each paragraph is indented, 0.5, and my last name and page number is on each page. Most of your essays will require a works cited page. You need to insert a page break to make sure that the works cited page begins with the correct margins. If you don't add a page break, what will happen is you will put the works cited on a new page, but then if you go back and edit the essay, the works cited may end up on a different page. It may end up at the bottom of the page. There's no guarantee that the margin will be correctly placed. So we want to insert a page break before we begin the works cited. Go to Insert and then Page Break. You'll see that the cursor jumped down to the next page, which is page 6. I want to show you how you can check if you ever forget, did I add a page break? Go to the Home key, and then there's this paragraph button here, and this shows paragraph marks and other hidden formatting symbols. Click that, and it'll show you anywhere you have any type of formatting placed in the document. So you can see here that we have inserted a page break, and then our document begins on the next page. All right, and we can turn that off. All right, so here we want to make sure that we are formatting our works cited using a hanging indent. Before you begin the works cited, go to Paragraph, and you'll see that the spacing should still be 0, 0, 0 for the before and after spacing, indentation left and right 0 and 0. And we're going to change the special to hanging, and it's defaulted to 0.5 inches, and that is the correct spacing. All right, and click OK. Next, we want to center our title, Works Cited. And then go back to Align to the left. And next, we're going to begin typing our information for the works cited. Now, your works cited will require that you follow the formatting guidelines for the type of source you are using in your paper. And a works cited is just that. It means that anything listed on the works cited is cited in the essay. And I'm going to show you an example for a short work from a website. First, you will type the author's last name and first name, followed by a period, and then the title of the work. And you should always follow the correct mechanics for titles, meaning whether the title requires quotation marks or italics. And then the next is the name of the website, and the name of the website is italicized. I'm going to go back and highlight that title and italicize it. Next is the name of the sponsor of the website, and it is not italicized. Followed by a comma, and then the next is the date of the article or the date the website was updated. And this date is going to be in the format of day, month, and year. The month will be abbreviated using the first 3 letters of the month followed by a period. And then period after the date. And then the type of medium that you located the source in. And that for this one will be web, followed by a period, and then the date you accessed the source. In the same format of dating. All right. Sometimes your instructor or your assignment instructions will require that you include a URL. MLA does not require the URL. However, MLA requires that if you use an URL, it is formatted a certain way. And that formatting follows the guides that you add inverted brackets before and after the link, you remove the hyperlink, which is the blue formatting, and that you break the URL after a slash so that the URL fills up this extra this spacing in between where the works cited ends and the margin. You don't want blank spacing here. So I'm going to add a URL to this area. And you'll see that it went ahead and divided it at the dash, but that's not what MLA says. It says that you are to divide it at a slash. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is to remove the hyperlinking by highlighting the hyperlink, right-clicking it, and clicking Remove Hyperlink. And it actually removes the link, but it does not remove the formatting. So we need to highlight it once again, go up into the underline, and we want to unclick underlining, and then we want to change the color of the font to black. All right, and we're going to add the brackets on each side. Now, how do we fix this at the slash? Place the cursor after the slash and add a space. And you'll see that it has broken the URL and finished the line. You can place it with the margin. All right. The next thing you want to do is to place the cursor at the end of the works cited entry. If you have other entries, my hyperlinking turned back on. And if this is a good example to show you how to fix it again if this happens, just remove hyperlink and put the brackets back in. And since I've already added a return, it's formatted there, so I just placed my cursor down here where it was. Your essays require that you include a self-evaluation. This self-evaluation should also follow MLA formatting guidelines and should be placed on a separate page after the work cited. You're going to follow the same insert page break after the work cited before you begin the self-evaluation. So go to Insert, Page Break, and it'll take you to a new page. All right, and you want to type self-evaluation as the title for this section. And then align the text. And the self-evaluation is a 200-word minimum, a 200-word required. 200 words is required for the self-evaluation, so I'm going to place approximately that amount of text here. I'm going to indent, and you'll see that the self-evaluation is indented 0.5 inches, and this is your document. Be sure to save the document according to the assignment instructions. That is the name, save as, and include the name of, include the information required by the assignment instructions.